That's going to be 300 plus 5/10 as a decimal. Am I right or am I wrong? And there we are. So there's a number of games around the mathematics area, and likewise the relevant learning outcomes are given with each of these games. Okay, so that's all in the student activities. The featured spotlight is another nice area. You'll see various things are highlighted in this. If you were doing a project around one of them, say on the Holocaust, reflections on the Holocaust, or you wanted to do something on dinosaurs, you'll see that there's a very comprehensive resource here with many activities around this. So we can enter this site, and you'll see that we can look through all the different activities that there are here, and you can scroll to behavior and to various different areas of that. So there's a huge resource on if you want to find out about dinosaurs, you're doing a project on dinosaurs, for example, there are various links out to websites, etc., as well as the information that's given, websites for children, and let's go back again there and see some more of the media that's around that. There's an activity guide. So did you have a dinosaur for your dinner? And as you can see, there's a lot of work in this, in which you can browse in your own time. Now, if you feel I'm rushing this, I'm just conscious of how long the presentation is. So there's a lot in this site. It's hard to show everything, so I'm trying to show as much as I can in the time I have. So going back home then, that area is the spotlight area, and it covers all kinds of topics from history to scientific topics. Now, coming then to the teacher resources, and again here there are many, many things that would be of interest to a teacher. For example, if we take the A to Z browse, we see things are listed alphabetically, so clicking on any letter will bring up everything that's listed under that. So if you wanted to find out about the octopus, it's quite quick that we can get in. I see that other Word document has arrived. This was the one with the information for teachers with the filled-in answers. Excuse me. So now, if we're looking at, again, about the octopus, we now have all the different resources around that, from behavior to physical characteristics. And if you wanted to look at some of the images and media around the octopus, it works just like everything else when we search in Britannica. That's the A to Z. And if you are interested in biographies of various people, they're all listed here as well, alphabetically. So if we wanted to find out about Einstein, for example, we could maybe just click on the E, and I'm sure we'll find them there. And we'll get all about Albert Einstein. And again, we have all the various articles and media that's available, and internet links and so on to everything you might want to learn about Albert Einstein. And likewise, again, these things can be saved out to the workspace, or you could print the articles and you can email them. I'm going to come into that workspace now in a moment, and we'll see how, if I was doing some work around a particular project, how I would use that workspace. So let's just go home here again. Now, again, in the teacher resources, we have a World Atlas, which opens up in the new area. And again, we can find the various parts of the world that we might be interested in looking up, or you can click on the map, and you can go and find out whatever you want to about the, you can see the physical map, the political map, and if you wanted to find out about a particular area of Antarctica, maybe Wilkes Land, you can click on that and you'll find all your information on that area. So again, it's a matter of becoming familiar with these various tools that are available to try and sift through the large quantities of information, rather than just maybe searching in here. If you have some ideas about where you're going first, you know, maybe take the World Atlas as your starting point, or the biography of somebody, or maybe you're looking for some games to play and some resources to use in teaching of English, Maths or Science. So go to the relevant section of Britannica online and find what you need. The timeline is a historical timeline which allows us to see what happened at various, so we start at the very beginning about that number of years back. It sounds like a NAMA figure. And you can drag along the timeline and you can see the different eras. So we'll just go up to there. And the timeline is very useful. You can also click along here and find each event as we flick through the years. So you might find that very useful. If you're studying a particular period of history, you could even look into the next year or the previous year and find the year that you're looking at and see what kind of things happened, and then you can learn more about whatever it is that you were looking for at that time. Now it'll link you out to the articles that are on Britannica for that particular time or that particular person in that time period. So that's another very useful tool, especially if it's a historical project that people are going to work on. And the animal kingdom is a new section. We saw how earlier you could, the animal of the, we saw how the various parts, or the animal of the day. Now we have this. You can explore groups by or animals by type or by whatever you want to do by habitat. So let me just go in here. So again, you could do a search if you wanted to look at elephants. You could go and find your elephant in here, and this will again bring you straight out to all the relevant articles that there are on Britannica for that particular animal. And again, rather than typing in elephant here, it's probably an easier way to source everything and get it all together in one place for you. So that animal section is quite a nice one because, as you know, children themselves will have lots of different things they're interested in. And again, it's nice to explore by habitat because if, for example, you're studying the oceans and you want to find out more about what animals are living in there, and this is the way to do it really, and find all these different links here, so you could look out for the otter or whatever you want to. Okay. Now, I think the next thing I want to show you then is the workspace, and this is a critical area of Britannica because for a teacher who is planning any part of a project, and you've now sourced some of the articles and you know how to use the various tools on the site, and you want to start adding content to your workspace, the first thing you need to do is to create a project around whatever it is you're doing. So let's say I was going to do a project on water. So I have logged in. As I said earlier, you have to just use the first time you go into the workspace, you just have to register with your name and an email address and give yourself a username and password. Be very careful not to lose your password because you lose your workspace if you do. So I'm going to call this water, okay. And I'm going to click OK for that.